Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new series in Akansha Academy, which is Fun with Python. So, in this series, we will be discussing different kind of fundamental questions in Python, using which we can enhance our knowledge in Python and we can enhance our fundamental understanding of the Python as well. So, we will be releasing many episodes in this series. So the first episode, or like the first video which we are releasing for this series, is based on the data types. Okay, so it will be tricky questions. Okay, we will be discussing the questions and we will pause for a few seconds so that you can also you can comment your understanding, like what could be the answer, right? So we'll be starting with our first question, which is mutability trap. Okay, list inside tuples. So as we are all aware that tuples are immutable, right? We cannot change the values inside tuple. Okay, but in this scenario, what is happening inside the tuple? We have three element and the second element is a list. Okay, which is by default mutable in nature. Okay, now next, what is happening? We are trying to change the value, we are trying to add another element to the list. Now our ask is, what will happen? Okay, will we be able to mutate the list, sorry, the tuple? Okay, or the list inside the tuple, or it will throw an error. Okay, so we will pause for some time. I hope that you have commented your answers. And as we always say, the best way to learn something is by running it, right? So we can see that it has, in fact, added a new element in the list. So the core understanding what we had is tuples are immutable. But actual thing is the structure of a tuple remains immutable, but if there are few elements inside the tuple which we can mutate, definitely like the values can be changed, but the overall structure, like first is an integer element, second is a list, and the third is again an integer element, that will remain the same throughout the course, throughout like whatever program we are running, right? So I hope this was very interesting, and we have similar interesting questions which will definitely boost your knowledge in the coming questions, right? So let's move to the next question, which is about the default mutable argument. Okay, here what we can see, we have a function called add item. Okay, in that we are required to pass two things, like one is the item and second a list. Okay, so what we are doing inside the function is, in the list, we are basically whatever item we have passed, we are trying to append, and then we are returning the list. Okay, and by default we are keeping the list to be initialized as a empty list. Okay, now what we are doing, we are trying to print this function output of the function, return of the function, add one. So in my opinion, it will be a list containing only single element, and when we try to again print add item 2, it should print the list containing only 2. Okay, so we'll try to do this. Okay, so as you can see, when we try to print the first time, okay, um, it is printing a list containing only single value. Now we are trying to print again by passing something else. Okay, now the catch is, what we can see that not only it printed 2, but it has the earlier element as well. Okay, now again I'll try to pass something as 20, and see, like 20 was printed, but the list contained other elements as well. Now the default argument is mutable, okay, and it is preserved, this Python console. Whenever, like, till the time we have this Python console active, till the time our session is active, it will try to preserve the values in the cache, okay. So when we initialize the list first time, it was added with 1. When we tried to add another item, it added the item with the preserved value, and again the second time it added the new element with the already present preserved values. Okay. Now in these situations, we can initialize any list with none, and then again we can override the value. See, in this example, we are showing uh, while we are initializing the my list, we are keeping it as none, and then if my list is none, my list equal to an empty list, and then we are appending and returning the list. So in this way, the cache issue what was happening earlier, we can avoid that. Okay. So default, we should keep everything as none, so that the mutating argument issue will not happen with you. Okay. So many a times you might have observed all these things, like why it is initialized with none first, and then we initialize it with either a string or an integer or any of the required values. So I hope this thing is clear, and now we will move to the next key question. Okay, string immutability. Okay, now we have first string as hello. Second, what we are doing, we are initializing b with the value of a, and then we are trying to append world with hello, with the value of a, and we are trying to print a and b. Okay. Now the question is, will the change in a, okay, the value of a will modify the string b as well? Okay, what do you think? Like, there are two concepts. One is the value concept, when we assign, the value gets assigned, or the, like, memory location in which hello is being stored, it is getting assigned to b. Okay, it is just to enhance our knowledge of this understanding, whether the value gets assigned, or the pointer to that memory gets assigned. Okay, or the reference to that memory gets assigned to b. If it is the reference to the memory, then definitely any change in A will be reflecting in B as well. So we'll see that in a while. Okay. Now, for now, what we'll do, we'll try to run this. So what we can see, it has printed hello world, but the value of b remains unchanged. Okay. So this was the learning, guys. Like, when we change, like when we assign a string, the value gets assigned. And also, like what we have observed, the string is immutable, but how does a gets changed? So what is happening actually, the string hello world gets assigned to a new variable called a. Okay, it is creating a new variable, and the earlier variable a gets, it was removed and overwritten with a new variable a. Okay, never get confused that the initial variable a was mutated. So hope this clears one of your uh, another core fundamental understanding, right? Now sets and duplicates. As we can see in this example, this is another tricky question where we are initializing a set with a couple of duplicate values. Like, you can see that value 2 and the value 1 is getting repeated. Now we are trying to print the set. So what do you think? How many elements will be there? Like, we are initializing with 5 elements, and now we are trying to print the set. How many elements will be present? Will it be 5, or like it will, we'll see. Okay. So we can see only the unique elements get stored in a set. So this is the property of a set. The sets will always contain the unique value. So let's suppose you have a list or a dictionary which contains a various number of elements. Okay, and we want to find out what are the unique elements which are contained in that. So what we can do, we can try to typecast it to a set, then assign it to another variable. Then definitely that variable, that set variable, will contain only and only the unique values. This is the understanding, guys. Okay. Set can be used to remove duplicates. We'll move to the next one. Okay. Which is, like, let's suppose we are trying to print true plus false. Okay. So can we, at the first instance, can we add boolean? This is our question. So it is giving us the value 2. Okay. Now the question is, how did it happen? So if, like, some of you might have earlier understanding already that true means nothing but 1 and false means nothing but 0. So boolean is a subclass of int. It is basically a subclass of integer. Okay. So that's why true is 1 plus 1 is 2 and plus 0 is again 2. So that's why the output is 2, right? So similarly, like any other operations can be done. Like let's suppose I want to do, okay, and I want to multiply it to, just a second, a bracket is missing here. So we'll add that bracket, which will resolve the type issue. Okay. So you can see the value is 4. So all kind of operation we can do, we can just think that true is nothing but 1 and false is nothing but 0, right? So I hope that we have cleared another fundamental core concept with respect to data types, Python data types, and we will be moving to the next question, okay? And which is the last question of today's video, right? So here, dictionary key collision. Okay. Now we have true, a dictionary where we have three elements. Okay. Uh, where the key is true and the value is A, the key is 1 and the value is B, and the key is 1.0 and the value is C. Now we are trying to print the dictionary. So the ask is three keys or one. What do you think? Like, how many elements will be printed here? So true is nothing but 1, right? Again, we have 1 B and we have 1.0 C. So either like all the elements will be printed, or like we'll have 1 as one of the keys and 1.0 as one of the keys. So how we can learn something is by simply running it. So what we can see is true and C. So guys, what is happening here, we'll try to explain. Okay. So 2 is nothing but 1. Okay. So the key remains the same. 1, 1.0 is treated similarly in a dictionary. Okay. So true, and again, since the value is similar, it will keep the key element same. 1.0 is also same. So it will keep the key element as true. But the value keeps overriding. So first is A, then the value will override as B, and the last it will override as C. And after that, we're trying to print the dictionary, and this, in this way, we are able to get true C as the output. So hope guys, a lot of core concepts, okay, which are many a times you will not come across in your project or during practicing, but definitely when you will appear for an interview, tricky questions like these will be asked straight away in the interview. So in this series, if you follow, we'll have many such videos, and it will like clear out the concepts in Python. We'll go towards if else, we'll go towards loops, okay, towards exception handling and all those things. And if you follow the entire series, okay, Fun with Python, then you will be like way ahead of the people working with you or the people competing with you in the interviews. Okay, so stay tuned, guys. Thank you so much for staying till this. If you find the video very helpful, okay, if you understood some new thing, okay, definitely subscribe to Akansha Academy and stay tuned. Okay, you can share it with your others, okay, your friends, okay, co-workers, so that they can also get the benefit. Thank you so much.